Burnout essentially is just repeatedly not finding the motivation, energy to deliver even regular work. Forget stellar work.
पहाड़ों में चले जाओ सब ठीक हो जाएगा. You will hit a roadblock where do you run the business or do you be more human?
If you keep hearing I'm tired, I need break in the team among many people, then it's a systemic problem at an organization level or at least in that team.
So what finally happened? Did she go for the break or did she going to go for the break?
I haven't told you gender, I'm just saying person.
You said she.
No, I said person.
No, you said she.
No.
Right, so similar thing happened, right? With somebody in my team.
She was supposed to take care of her.
Okay guys, what we're going to do for the first time ever in the history of humanity, I'm kidding, is do a podcast from the car. And we're driving down from Dehradun, so we just thought we may as well...
And like sensible citizens of this country, we shall do the podcast in the city.
In the city.
Yes.
And not on the highway.
This
Don't
episode
drink and
is
drive,
about something...
Don't do podcast and driving.
This episode is about something which I've never experienced, but as usual, I have a point of view on everything in the world.
Yeah. Okay, come, let's get into the car. This is the place we were staying at.
Hey, this is my car.
We were sitting there, we did one podcast there. Now we're going to do one in the car. Okay, come.
Bye, Lakshman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of This Living Room, where this is not this living room, this is a car. In fact, we're driving back from Dehradun to Delhi, and the answer to why we're in a car and why the car qualifies as the living room is going to be answered by our friend Adi here.
Any space where we are living for an extended period of time can be classified
Define
as the
extended.
Currently it's 5 hours, 4 hours 48 minutes to be precise.
Okay. We also have a very special guest with us today, and that is Ivy. Who
My
happens-
sister, her wife, his wife.
Yeah, his sister apparently. All the sisters, brothers, friends, we're all in this together. All of us in this living room.
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about a very serious thing on the drive back. We are talking about burnout. Have you faced burnout?
No, man. Which is cool because I've seen cases of burnout around me, right? With people, colleagues, etc. And as usual, even though I've not experienced things, it never stops me from having a point of view. So
Correct.
yeah, we should talk about burnout. So first things first, okay? Let's just acknowledge that burnout exists, right? I think there's a lot of people kind of take it very lightly, and people make fun of the whole issue. कि ये सब नहीं होता, people have become soft and all that. I think that's just trivializing the whole issue.
Are you saying that burnout has always existed?
Yes, burnout has always existed. We haven't had the vocabulary for it. I think now the vocabulary is clearer and better, but it's a reality. It happens.
What was the vocabulary for it before?
Nothing, that the person wasn't good enough, the person wasn't working, as in you would blame the individual versus the situation, right? Largely that was the case. Soft, weak, as in those were the words being used, largely. But it's reality. I think there's no shying away from it.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, so I don't, since I'm not from other industries, I'm from advertising, I can only talk about burnout in advertising, right?
Yeah, sure.
And so, specifically in the creative industry, there's a very high risk of burnout, but I don't know if burnout is the right word. I'm not sure if burnout is I think burnout has become the convenient vocabulary for it.
So I'll tell you how to handle this. Just define burnout according to how you think of burnout.
I can tell you what burnout is for a creative person. It's like when, as a creative person, you're not just thinking dimensional. You're not thinking one idea at a time. You're thinking of multiple brands, multiple ideas at a time. And the creative mind gets very exhausted. And when the creative mind gets exhausted, that's what I would call burnout. Now, of course, there are two types of the situation, right?
Yeah.
One is what is going on within, which is internal. The other thing is what's going on externally, which is in the office, right?
All linked though.
All linked. Correct. I'm right now talking about just the first part. I haven't even gotten into the office part as yet. Right?
Oh, so the personal part you're talking about.
I'm just talking about the personal part.
Fair.
In the personal part, I feel, personal opinion, I feel that the more... See, I've met two kinds of people in the creative industry, right? The first kind really enjoys what they do.
Yeah.
Simply because they can't... I'm like me, I can't do anything else. And the other kind, advertising / marketing / copywriting, whatever, is design, is a job. Now, if you are a creative person and if for you it is just a job, the risk of a burnout is far higher, mental burnout is far higher than if you were to treat it as something that you really enjoy doing. Do I get tired? Absolutely. I mean,
no, but see, this is this whole thing, right? Pursue your passion, and if you do something you're passionate about, you'll do more of it.
Yeah.
I don't really vibe with that, right? I think because passion is good. Passion is good as a hobby, right? But work is work. Eventually, even if you enjoy work to whatever extent, 80% of work is absolute shit, right? As in there'll be situations where you'll be under stress, under pressure, delivering on timelines, etc.
Yeah.
So it's not the passion argument for me as far as burnout is concerned. Okay. So for me, burnout essentially.
No, but your thesis on the passion argument is the fact that most 80% of work that you do will be boring.
Always.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
What's so?
So
what's the problem with that?
If the volume of boring work is much more, then it's same as if you are treating it like a job, right? As in, then the passion is anyway irrelevant to the conversation. So if between two of us, you were passionate and I was treating it as a job, and 80% of the time both of us were doing shit work, where would your passion emerge?
But I'll still enjoy the process.
The shit work.
I'll enjoy the process.
Unlikely.
See, there comes a point in the creative journey where the work goes from very, very good to very shit, and there's a small inflection point where you're invested in that entire process, and then you take it to a client, and then for whatever reason the client says, you know what, let's do something else, right? And then it becomes a shit book, and then you disassociate, you step back. But I'm talking about the process, right? If you don't enjoy the process, then of course it's going to be...
then you shouldn't be doing the job.
Yeah, that's
fair.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
So burnout... Okay, so burnout for me is lack of motivation, enthusiasm and dip in quality of work over a sustained period of time. Okay? Like, for example, there could be a creative person, and that happens with a lot of creative people. We've spoken about this earlier as well, right? On a particular brand, it's just not vibing, right? Though they were doing good work earlier, they spent enough time on the brand, now they're done. As in, no new creative ideas are coming. That for me is not burnout, right? That's just like idea fatigue.
That's exhaustion,
right? Yeah, exhaustion, idea fatigue. Burnout essentially is just repeatedly not finding the motivation, energy to deliver even regular work. Forget stellar work. Okay? And again, like we were saying, it's a mix of both personal life and what you get at your work, and it's all interconnected. But identification of when burnout happens, right? How are leaders even identifying to? The problem is, I think as leaders, we are not even enabled to figure out whether people in our teams are reaching there. As in, we don't have that understanding. As in, that's not taught to us. As the only thing we'll probably be able to figure out is workload, right? As in, you'll know that, okay, this resource is allocated X number of projects. This seems to be where his bandwidth or her bandwidth is getting compromised, right? Beyond that, how do we even figure out whether somebody is reaching burnout? As in, I don't think we have the person has to articulate.
But you're not alone in this, in the sense that no leader has the wherewithal or the knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not saying I'm alone in this. I'm saying generally as leaders, there is no vocabulary which exists.
Okay, I want to actually give the mic to Ivy because she leads far more people than any of us do.
Yeah.
So to get a perspective.
Ivy, what will really help is if you can just kind of tell us the kind of cool shit you do.
So, going back to what you guys were talking about, that first of all, people, I don't think they even understand what and when burnout happens.
Yeah.
And something that I see, I manage a team of about 175 people.
You want to tell people what you do?
Oh, all right. I am a sales strategist. So, in simple words, I figure out where is the money coming from, where is it not coming from, and if it's not coming, what do we need to do to make it happen?
Enterprise sales, B2B.
Enterprise sales, B2B, SaaS companies. In also very simple words, I'm a glorified Munshiji. However, back to... So, what all of us have done, and I still see the same trend. I'm feeling very tired, I will take a day off, or I will hit the bar after work and then wake up with a headache, hangover, feeling that okay, I have done enough to take care of my
Stop fucking touching me, man.
oh my god, take care of the burnout. That's just a temporary fix, and what you end up thinking is that oh, I'm just tired, maybe this one project was very unnerving, oh my boss just has been on some sort of a mood bumper or PMSing, as we always call it, right?
Like the long weekend will help.
Yeah,
Like just go out for 2 days, I'll be fine on Monday.
पहाड़ों में चले जाओ, पहाड़ों में चले जाओ, सब ठीक हो जाएगा.
This trip was not that though.
Yeah, this is
not
never,
for me at least.
Absolutely not.
No
And
burnout.
alcohol, music सुन लेते हैं थोड़ी देर. So I think first of all identifying that you have a burnout, and then next step is identifying that an evening out or an extended weekend is not going to help it, is what we as individuals can do. However, on the leadership part, I think it gets very tricky. Sometimes you're just blind, you don't know, you just have to get shit done, right?
Yeah.
धंधा करना है, बाकी सब बाहर में जाए. The other part of it is that you want to help the person, but you also have a business to run. So where do you draw the line? Where do you say that take these 4 hours off and go chill? I see that you're burning out, you're unrested, you need that rest. However, in the next 4 hours, your client is also expecting the deliverable. How do you balance it? What do you do?
I just have a question here, okay?
Yeah,
so
sure.
You see what the kind of and see, this is again, and I'm not saying this is you, but largely this is the problem with the vocabulary as well, right? The answer that you gave for a burnout, and I know this is as an example, is that take the 4 hours off, right? Just both manage the phone a little bit. I think it's about to fall.
No, it's not my fault.
Are you sure? Okay, so it's not the 4 hours off, okay?
Yeah, it's just an example.
So systemically, what needs to change, right? Is the person in the right role? Is the person equipped enough? Does he have a supporting ecosystem around him to
Of
be able
course,
to deliver?
that's preventive.
No, even when, as in some, let's say you figure out that this person was, let's say, performing here,
Yeah.
and now over a period of time, performance is dipped, right? Maybe it's just the previous performance discussion where the motivation somehow is tanked, right? The person was expecting the moon and has not got it, whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, systemically, how do you manage this? As in, how do you enable a systemic? I think, and again, I'm not looking for answers here, but I think this is where a lot of people struggle. Our answers are also this: "Kichcha, 2 din chutti le le."
No, guess what? I have an answer, like I always do.
Oh, yay!
Yay!
That's why you're here.
So, first of all, you have to be a perceptive leader to even
Agreed.
recognize that there is a dip in performance, and it is not that this person is just slacking. Sometimes they slack. Sometimes we all have like, okay, I'm just gonna chill for this 1 week. I just don't have the energy. And to Bo's point, sometimes you have too much going on in your personal life. Maybe your mom is not well. Maybe your sister needs your help, and you don't have that energy. Break up. Sorry, I'm married, happily married, so can't think of a breakup. But shit goes on in your personal life, right? That takes your energy away from work. And if you are at a loss of energy because of work, you have to have that leader to identify that yes, there is a dip in energy, and that human to human conversation कि भाई क्या हो गया, घर पे कुछ हुआ है, or is there a gap between your expectation and what you're getting, or you're just doing the same thing over and over again, and you are probably in a decision fatigue, you are probably bored in your job. So what you love doing it, if I love Excel sheets, right? But if I'm working on Excel sheets like 14 hours a day for 2 months, I would get burnt out, and it's a fact. So we as leaders first need to take off the boss hat, put on the human hat, and have that chat, and also be aware that maybe I have fucked up, or maybe this person is just going through a tough time, and try to balance. Again, you will hit a roadblock where do you run the business or do you be more human, and there is no straight black and white answer for that.
Absolutely.
Situation will guide you home.
But we're coming back, right? I think from an agency perspective, thank you, Ivy, for this insightful monologue. See, there is also an expectation problem. Okay, so think of sport.
Yeah.
Any athlete spends 50%, 60%, 70% of their time in preparation. Right? 30% is delivery. You are expecting agency and largely corporate as well to be delivering 100% of the time. Where is the training, right? Now take that analogy to agency. If the brand or your client is expecting that every creative always is going to be banger, right? There is bound to be burnout if everything has to work perfectly all the time. Okay. Yes, things have to be above average. Yeah. So, like interestingly, what GSK used to do was GSK used to have a scale of rating creatives, right? And this was internal, as in no consumer validation, but internal. If it was above a certain level, would go through. Below that, would get rejected. But on a scale of 10, everything was not expected to be 10. That is also brands and clients need to understand that as well, right? As in when they give feedback, when changes happen, let things go. If it meets certain standards, right? As in, I'm not saying that like put out shit work, but if your expectation constantly is to every piece to be stellar, that's not going to happen. Like people produce like 20 stellar campaigns in a 30-year career. How you think all your social media posts are going to be like absolutely?
No, they're not going to be.
But that's the expectation, right? I think that mindset also needs to change. Because it's okay. Let things fly. Let volume get created. Things will. And what do you fight, right? Which battles do you fight? Is this the most important campaign that you are doing for the year? If it is, then put all your weight behind it. Not everything.
No, but I think what you are talking about are the
reasons why burnout happens.
No. But the high points, right?
Yeah,
I'm saying these high points also have an underlining sort of wave, which is why the burnout is happening.
Yeah.
Right? How do you solve for that underlying current?
So one example is people not being treated with respect.
No, but also let's bear in mind that there are certain things that an office can solve for.
Yeah.
There are certain things that an office cannot solve for.
Absolutely.
Leadership, office, whatever.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, some things up with your family, that's not something I can solve for.
Yes.
For example, if someone is in hospital, can I extend you an advance on your salary so that the hospital bills are taken care of? I can do that.
Yeah.
Right? But like, other than that, there's not much I can do on a family front.
Sure. As in keep it light for them, manage their schedule.
Okay, so we're back in this living room as opposed to the car where we started this podcast. And the reason why, it was a great plan. It was a fantastic plan. The plan was to drive from Dehradun back to Delhi and record this podcast, right? But I don't think phone holders are meant, or we just got the
Bad phone holders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were on a bumpy kind of road and then the phone fell multiple times. We tried doing it, but
Then we got frustrated, gave up. So रुकावट के लिए खेद है. And we are back.
We're back to comfort zone.
Yeah.
But just to take off, I remember where we were talking about how we as managers can only do so much, right?
Yeah.
And this so I stopped by saying that someone in my office has a medical emergency, and you were saying that you can make life easier and all that. So burnout, I mean, is real. It happens.
Yeah.
But again, there is an underlying circumstance which I think if you identify early enough, you should just quit. Like I've been speaking to this girl, and she just texted in the morning. So she was like, please do a course on office politics, how to stay away from office politics. I was like, I wish I was equipped to do that. It's like, that's the need of the hour. Please do a course on that. I don't know.
So basically reasons can be manifold, right? And it's like life just happens together. And this is like just one of those days. I was just telling you, right?
Yeah.
Before we started recording. So it's not burnout, right? But today was just one of those days for me where something or the other was happening since the morning. Right?
But this is not burnout.
This is not burnout. But like sustained...
It's a shit day.
No, but sustained shit days also can be a source of burnout, right? If it happens every day,
Sure. Yeah.
it can be,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah.
But does burnout happen because of exhaustion of is that the true reason for burnout, or does it happen because of like a toxic workplace, or like it's a shit, you're surrounded by shit people?
Dude, I don't think there's one reason. That's the whole challenge, right? So if I had to start listing down, right? Continuous...
Cheers, my friend.
Oh, cheers. Yeah. What are you drinking?
Gin and this new soda. This is chili lemon soda or something.
Got it. So, yeah, like I was saying, so the first reason possibly could be just continuous high volume work, right? That's one. Second could be non-supportive leadership, right? Bad manager, right? Could be life is happening around you, which is personal, professional, a mix of all that. That's causing that, right? It could just be toxic people, right? In an agency environment, it could just be being stuck with like clients who are just assholes, right? Even if the clients are good people, it could just be a case where it's just a difficult account, right? And you don't have the requisite support infrastructure. So reasons are many. Right?
But how do you tackle? I don't think we've spoken about that. So let's quickly talk about, and we'll actually wrap up with that. How do you tackle the burnout? What are things that we should be doing? Because I was saying in the car, I think I don't think I've truly been burnt out as yet. I've been exhausted. I've had days where I've been exhausted, but I don't think I was burnout. Seems to have a finality to it.
No, not really. So again, burnout is also a spectrum, right? As in what you're talking about is extreme, where you are like, hands up, I can't
do this. I need a long break. Yeah.
So that's the extreme. I think like all extremes, that's rarer. But a lot of the burnout is somewhere in the middle, right? As in, and if you don't kind of address it then. So I'll tell you a case, right? As in with somebody in my team. Got a call one day, late evening, 7:38. I was going to a friend's place, pick up the call right when I was entering the building, and I just first hear somebody crying on the phone. Okay? And my instinctive reaction was something personal has happened, right? As in normally that's what you would think. But the person just went on saying that, hey, listen, I know what I'm capable of, right? I don't think I'm delivering what I should be doing, right? There's too much work, can't handle it. There were also some things around which were going on, all of that put together, I don't know what to do, right? And I was like, okay, what do you want to do? I want to take a break. I'm like, cool, how long? And again, person said, a week. Like, okay, take longer if needed. But I was like, where do you want to go? Tomorrow. I was like, hold on, tomorrow.
Where do you want to go tomorrow?
When do you want to go?
When do you want to?
Tomorrow. Right? And we're talking at 8 in the evening. And I was like, let's do one thing. Just spend the day, the next day. Don't do any work, but just organize what's happening. At about 4 or 5 o'clock, let's just you and me sit and chat. And I need to know what to manage once you are away. That's all I need you to do tomorrow. Fine, done. That conversation happens at 5 o'clock, right? And person comes prepared with a list of like 20 points that I'm doing this, 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 I'm doing this. Not one of those 20 things were on fire. Everything was under control. Okay, nothing was going amiss. No timelines were getting delayed. No work quality was suffering. None of that. Okay, and at the end of this, I was like, hold on, where is the problem? And they were like, no problem, but this is just overwhelming. I was like, cool.
So what, I just want to try and understand, what is overwhelming? The number of jobs she was doing?
No, everything together was just becoming overwhelming.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, fine. So there are also cases when
it's self-inflicted.
No, the person, it's just life becomes overwhelming.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Yeah.
And you kind of think that
you attribute it to something which may not be the real reason.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not, right? That doesn't matter. But I think handling this, any situation like this, number one is, there are 2-3 levels of this, right? There's how do you handle it emotionally and how do you handle it functionally, right? Emotionally, like most things in life, you have to first accept that this is real. Like for example, if you feel upset with me about something, if I start questioning that, no, but why are you upset? Right? That conversation is over. Right? I have to first acknowledge that, okay, this has upset you, I apologize. Right? The starting point is that. And then you get into the conversation of, okay, what was it? How do I not make it happen again? Right? The moment I start negating this, that conversation doesn't go anywhere.
But Adi, that's a very logical way of thinking. You also have to understand that when you are at an emotional high, logic goes for a toss. You don't think logically.
No, bro, in the sense, at this situation, like if you are upset, right, and I'm the upsetter, I'm calmer, you are not, right? And I'm saying from my perspective, I have to just accept that
Understand.
emotion.
Yeah.
So similarly in this case, when somebody comes and says, there's burnout, you just have to say, Yes. There is no denial of that.
Correct, because that's something that someone else is feeling.
Yes, it's an emotion.
Yeah.
By definition, emotions
personal.
are not logical. They're not supposed to be logical, right? As in, that's how emotions are. So first is the acceptance emotionally. There is navigation and management that you have to do at an emotional level, and that I think is majority of the leader, because different people's emotions are different, right? As in, that's your connection with your team. As to how do you manage. For some people they require self-assurance. Some people they require more hand-holding. Some people you just have to say that, hey, listen, I'm there, I know you can handle it. Tell me when I need to come in. They need more distance, right? That's one-on-one. But first handle it emotionally, right? No denials, nothing. Give the person what they want in the moment. As I think if you are able to do just that, that de-escalates that situation by 70-80%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, the practical reality as far as work was concerned, right? And there's work and there's personal life, right? I don't know too many details about the personal life in this situation, and I don't want to, right? Unless I'm told, I would not ask myself. But I don't know whether that's got resolved or not, how the severity of that. As far as the tangibility of the work piece was concerned, it wasn't that overwhelming. Just the work in itself, right? Which the next day, the person acknowledged themselves, right? And we were joking about it.
So what finally happened? Did she go for the break or did she not go for the break?
I haven't told you gender, I'm just saying person.
You said she.
No, I said person.
No, you said she.
No, I've constantly been saying...
rewind back and
constantly been saying person.
No. This is all being recorded. So I picked up on she after you said she.
I've been saying person, person.
Why would I suddenly randomly say
anyway,
she?
So it's a person, and then I just want to kind of keep this as anonymous as possible, right? As in, so because the point is not who was involved.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So, and we joked about it. That leave happened, and there is a switch. Like the moment that resource was back, full accountability, like self-driven, self-charged. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. Something tipped. I don't know what it is. My suspicion is that there was just this sense of trust that when I need something, I'll get it here. Right? I haven't had a chat, but that's what I think.
Very well, could be.
Could be,
Very
right?
well
And I'm sure other things would have got resolved in the meantime. De-escalation happened, right? And the work trajectory is gone like this. But I'm saying this is a case where the functional aspect of work was not supremely overwhelming, right? But you also have to do that objective assessment, and on all levels. Is there just too much workload, right? Where the workload is not manageable. Is there toxicity around? Are they dealing with assholes? Right? All of that. And you have to correct functionally as well. First solve for it emotionally, then solve
Then get
for
to
it,
functionality.
then functionally. And if this is a systemic problem, right? As in, if you keep hearing, I'm tired, I need breaks in the team, among many people, then it's a systemic problem at an organization level, or at least in that team.
No, but Adi, you have to understand that your work, and I think it's true for most younger workplaces, they function very differently from large workplaces, right?
Yeah.
It's easier to have these conversations because you have a small, like 30-40 member team, right? It's very difficult to have these conversations when you're a 200 member team, 300 member team. It's difficult, which is why, just like this person could come to you and have a chat with you at 5 o'clock in the evening, most employees can't do that with their manager.
No, but see, understand. If it's a 300 member team, that 300 member team will not roll up to one person.
No.
They'll be organized in sub-teams.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying at an organizational level, right? There are organizations which have this, I don't want to say toxicity, but it's just a weird place to work in, right? And everyone working in those teams feel that. Right? Some people get burnt out, some people don't get burnt out, some people accept it as their fate or whatever, right? But I'm saying these are easier conversations to have in a small team, and it's difficult to do that. But from someone who's facing burnout, I think the only thing to do is to try and have a conversation with someone who can help in that situation, in which in this case I'm assuming it's not someone personal, it has to be someone professional.
Number one has to be the immediate manager. That's the first person you have to go to.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now that's the first thing that this person should do. And the second thing is just back off. Because you need to just center yourself back into the game again. Unless you want to just call it quits.
Yeah, but see again, back off can also have repercussions.
What do you mean? No, by back off I meant quit.
Okay, so let's say you, and I know a lot of people do that, they quit without having a job, but if you want to kind of figure out life and say that, okay, let me find something first and then I'll. So if there is that period, right?
Yeah.
Or you are saying that, hey, let me just withdraw a little bit from where I am right now and
back off is
here.
that break. You take a break, right? If that break doesn't work, you come back to the same thing. Like this person in your organization wanted to take a break, a 1 week break. That absolutely do that.
Yeah. So again, I want to qualify this, right? I think there's a lot of scope of misinterpretation here. A 1 week break is very different from saying that, hey, listen, I'm going to quit my job and sit at home till I find another one. I'm not in favor of the latter.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. And there was a friend of mine who came to talk to mom about something. He was facing some shit in his organization and he wanted to resign. Like toxic manager, as in the worst of the lot, right? Whatever you can imagine, that bad. And mom's answer to him was that, why do you think that your next manager will not be as bad?
Yeah.
Or even if not as bad, 80% of this. So running away is not going to help, right?
I disagree with your mom.
Yeah, no. So she was like, you have to enable yourself to deal with this. And if you are working in a large organization, these large organizations have fairly evolved systems where if you go through the right channels and if you do the right things,
I think you'll get fucked if you do that.
No, you don't.
My experience has told me that you'll get fucked.
No, you don't. And hey,
I have gotten fucked.
Okay, so let's say even if you do, right? Even if you do, then it's not on you, right? Then you come to a realization that this is just a bad organization where I'm working with.
Yeah.
Right? But first escalate internally, right? So for example, a lot of organizations have 360-degree reviews, right? With a lot of organizations, you have HR business partners for your functions where you can just go and have a conversation with them. There are quarterly reviews, right? There are anonymous feedback processes, right? If you don't feel comfortable enough to have this conversation with your manager, number one, you can have skip level conversations, right? Ideally with the manager, let's say you can't have it. Have a skip level conversation, right? Don't think even that is work. Don't have that relationship with your skip level manager, anonymous. Reach out to HR, write anonymously. But try to first solve for it internally.
And then if that doesn't work, then
see if the person and the system, right? And see a lot of an organization's experience for an employee is their immediate manager, right? 70-80% of your experience about a company is the immediate manager, right? The rest of it is something you interact with very occasionally, right? You just largely know who the CEO is and whatever. You're a junior brand manager, you are reporting to a group product manager. If you have a great group product manager, largely you'll feel happy in the company. If you have a shit group product manager, you'll feel sad despite it being a great company. Largely, right? So do that, like talk to the manager. But if you can't, escalate, right? But if you come to a conclusion that, hey, listen, this is just like a bad company, then it's fine. But go through the process. Because that process teaches you how to deal with this situation even in the future. It's not a one-time thing, right? It's a long career. It's not like you're going to face a burnout only once. What will you do? You'll keep running away.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Right? Short-term breaks, absolutely. Step out for a few days, de-escalate yourself, like probably do Vipassana for 10 days, come back, right? And then deal with this. But deal with it. Running away is not going to help.
I don't know. I think we should do another podcast about that because I agree and I disagree. And I think it's a longer conversation. But for now, we'll wrap up this conversation about burnout. I guess the takeaway from this is that that happens. I mean, I don't think you can really do anything about it. It's just how you tackle it,
and the onus is on the leadership. The onus is on the organization.
But also the onus is on you to approach the leadership. The onus is on you to figure out how to make it better for yourself. Yeah. Right? God helps those who help themselves, said a person who doesn't believe in God. Yeah. You believe in God?
I have a very mixed relationship.
Okay. Next episode.
From a belief perspective, the answer is no. But I don't want to be like this. So, okay, bye. Hello. Before you stop, come back. What do you want?
This is stopped.
That's okay, but this is on. What is the call to action?
Call to action: like, share, subscribe, comment.
Please
share on
WhatsApp
WhatsApp
it to your friends. Yeah, please do something. We just need more views. Thank you.